meets mind, we ponder, we dream.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Think Future. My name is Chris Calabucas, and once again, we're coming at you live from deep in the heart of Silicon Valley, California. We're talking technology, philosophy, the future. Not necessarily those, and not necessarily in that order. If you're watching on YouTube, smack that subscribe button and hit that bell so you can be notified when a new show comes online. And if you're listening on your favorite podcast service, please subscribe and please drop a note on Apple Podcasts. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. So the other day, I read on our sister publication, AIDaily.us, about, I think it was Sora, or I forget the name of the company. Suno, maybe? They do music. And in fact, if you listen to the intro and outro music, the new intro and outro music that I have put in since we graduated to 1,000 shows, that is all fully generated by AI. So I had a really nice conversation with Suno's AI, and I believe it's Suno, I'm not sure. And during this conversation, I asked it to create new theme music for my podcast based on what the theme of the podcast is. And this is what it came up with. And in fact, I love this music so much that I just wanted to release it as a track on Spotify. And it said to me, oh no, you can't do that. I just wanted to release it freely to the world because I love this full track so much. It's great. So, I mean, I hum it in my head. Is there something wrong with me? Probably. Anyways, so I read that this same service, I forget the name, hopefully I did get it right, has now come up with a way to genre bend your favorite song. So you can put in your favorite song in whatever genre it happens to be, whether it's jazz or blues or R&B or pop or whatever, and you can ask it to output it as a completely different genre. So you can take a song from genre A and turn it into genre B. And not only that, it'll probably do a really good job of doing it. Now, I'm sure that a lot of people are freaked out about this, especially musicians who are like, oh my God, this is the worst possible thing that could happen. It's messing up my music. And I think where we're going with music is that we're going to a place that I'm sure a lot of musicians probably don't want to go to. And this place that we're going to, and we're starting to think future a little bit now because it's not, this is a little bit about what I was talking about earlier. Whereas I went to this service and I said, this is the kind of music I want you to create. And it created the music. It created the beat, the vocals, all the background, everything. It created the entire thing from scratch. It created a song just for my purposes, what I asked for. Project it just a little bit further into the future. And this is where all music is going to be. All music is going to be 100% completely AI generated, personalized specifically to the individual who is asking for the music. I'll give you an example. So I have a ton of Spotify playlists. I have Spotify playlists going back to whenever I first subscribed to Spotify, I don't know, maybe 10 years or wherever, however long it's been. And every year I do a playlist. What I do is I create a playlist for that year. So I go 2024, I take a bunch of songs from 23, and I move them into 24, and then I keep adding to the playlist. As I come across new tracks, I keep adding them to the playlist. So I have playlists going back, say, 10 years. So Spotify could conceivably take my entire list of songs, every single song that I've ever put onto a playlist. So I probably like it, right? If I put it onto a playlist, I probably like it. So it could take the entire catalog of music that I have and throw it towards an AI and go, hey AI, we want you to create tracks that Chris will like. They don't have to go to a specific artist. They don't have to copy a specific artist. They will take everything that I like, and I have a pretty eclectic collection. I got everything in there. And they will generate music based on what I've put into my playlist, but completely original music that has never been generated or created by any musician ever. Completely new, completely untouched by human hands. And it's going to create songs for me to listen to. So I could conceivably go to Spotify, future Spotify, slightly ahead of right now Spotify, and say, hey Spotify, can you play me some music? And it won't even need to pay an artist a single penny, because it'll go in there and it'll find the artists I like. It'll take my playlists. It'll create tracks. AI will create tracks based on what I like. And then it will play those tracks for me. And then I will thumbs up or thumbs down the track, and it will continue to change itself based on what I've put into it. And not only that, as it watches over me and watches what I do, it will create new tracks based on the mood I happen to be in. So if it knows what mood I'm in, it'll create a specific track specifically for me. Now you think this is limited to music? No, it's going to be everything. So we're going to see one-to-one AI-generated media specifically for individuals. And if you think about it, I wouldn't be able to watch a movie or listen to a song with anybody else. I couldn't have somebody else in the room with me because this track is for me, not that person. So they might listen to it and think, boy, that's really discordant, but it's perfect for me. That's the future of music. That's where music is going. So, and then you're thinking to yourself, whoa, that's the worst thing that could possibly happen. What will happen to musicians? Well, the thing is that this music will be created, sure. And maybe for some lo-fi tracks or some things that don't really have any kind of soul, then it might be okay. Sort of filler music, elevator music, the stuff that doesn't really change you or challenge you or make you feel any different. I doubt that the music will have any kind of soul that will actually affect you, that can actually change your emotions. So I still think musicians are still incredibly valuable, incredibly necessary to create this music. And this music will sit alongside the AI music. And maybe in the end, who knows, maybe the musicians will be creating the building blocks for AI to create the final music, and that's where they make their royalty checks. Who knows? Anything can happen. In fact, everything will happen. The only question is when. That's it for me for today. See you next time, and until then, don't forget to think future.
Pixels and philosophies merge and mold, a future untold, unseen.